Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be taking a look at some pretty weird comic book crossovers, where we find two or more famous franchises, realms, or famous figures colliding together to bring you something completely different. Seeing your favorite character outside their normal realm can be like seeing your teacher outside of school. It's a little weird and can be a little uncomfortable, but then you just gotta be like, wow, they're buying bread and eating normal human food. I guess they're not so different from you or I. The first comic crossover took place in the early 60s, and to this day, crossovers between characters are happening all the time between a plethora of figures and franchises. There's Alien vs. Predator, He-Man and the Thundercats, RoboCop vs. Terminator, Batman vs. Superman, the list is endless. So in the comments down below, leave me your comic book crossover that made you go, say what? So in no particular order, let's get into some bizarre comic crossovers. Number 10. Superman meets the QUIK bunny. The Man of Steel being saved by a bunny who promotes a chocolate sugar drink mix? How could Superman possibly need his help? This chocolatey bunny changed my milk forever with his sugary goodness. My late night cheese sandwiches and morning cereals were changed forever. Heck, because of him, I still love chocolate milk. But you gotta admit, this is pretty stupid. He's a bunny. He's Superman. In this promotional crossover, Superman gets frozen by the weather wizard in a block of ice he can't escape from, and the Nesquik bunny feels the solution is to assemble his ethnically diverse group of Nesquik drinking 10-year-olds. The kids and the bunny help decipher some computer codes and some kind of Egyptian codes or something that helps Superman. I really don't know. All I know is that I'm supposed to drink Nesquik, which gives me the same effect as Adderall does, so I can gain extreme focus, and then at the end, everybody goes back to the QUIK clubhouse to, wait a second. Okay. Whew, thought I was gonna have to call the authorities or something there for a second.
Number 9, Batman and the Ninja Turtles.
Batman has fought some pretty crazy suckers. He's fought against the Predator, he's fought Superman, and a laundry list of insane villains. It's a pretty extensive resume, but did he ever think he'd add turtles to the menu? I know what you're thinking.
Hey, yeah, little dudes, let's eat some pizza.
Meats.
Hey, Skeleton.
But the beauty of comics is that writers and artists can portray their own interpretations of characters and make them as tame,
Ninja Cowboy!
or as hardcore
Let the bodies hit the...
as they want. In this 6-issue crossover comic book miniseries, the Turtles along with Splinter have been transported to an alternate reality by Krang. They find themselves and their arch-enemy Shredder along with a considerable amount of Foot Clan in Gotham City. After taking refuge in the sewers and a confrontation with Killer Croc, the two star forces confront each other and eventually lead to a partnership. As odd as the Ninja Turtles verse may sound merging with the dark world of Batman, this crossover is actually pretty awesome. You get to see a ton of characters from the Batman verse like the Penguin, and who doesn't want to see Shredder fight Batman? And a side note, on May 14th of 2019, the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie was released. Number 8. The Amazing Spider-Man vs. Powdered Toast Man. If you're unfamiliar with what Ren and Stimpy is, it was essentially a very gross cartoon back in the early 90s that established a cult following. Enter the morals and values of Spider-Man. With great power comes great responsibility. And what about poor old sweet Aunt May and Uncle Ben? What would they think, Peter, with you associating with such riff-raff? Marvel acquired the rights to Ren and Stimpy, and the new comic series featured a superhero named Powdered Toast Man. Cue Spider-Man. We find Ren and Stimpy summoning Powdered Toast Man to prepare breakfast for them, and instead they find Spider-Man in his place, who is not doing a very good job. Spider-Man then receives a fart message. Yep, that Powdered Toast Man has gone mad and is wreaking havoc on the city. A little odd seeing Spider-Man in this surreal fart joke realm of Ren and Stimpy, but Spider-Man is a pretty young, hip, and humorous character in general, and he meshes more so than other characters maybe, like Thor, Iron Man, or Batman. Yeah, I know Batman is DC. Remember, Spidey, with great power comes great... Number 7. Jesus vs. Zeus. Okay, shh, don't say anything.
This is what you need to know for this one.
Evangeline is basically an angel based on Christian mythology. Glory is a half Amazon, half demon based on Greek mythology. They teamed up a couple of sexy times, and then in 1996, they teamed up for the GODYSSEY. Evangeline has a premonition that Zeus and the Greek gods are upset with Christianity, since no one worships the Greek gods anymore. Her premonition takes the form of a dream of Jesus on the cross. They start making fun of him and making fun of the human race, that his sacrifice didn't mean anything, and then he rips himself right off the cross, and crack-a-boom!
It's Jesus versus Zeus.
It's made clear that this is Evangeline's dream, but it turns out to be on par with what's going on, because indeed Zeus is upset, and it's up to Evangeline, Glory, and their large breasts to stop the war between the Greek gods and the angels of heaven. This controversial comic was not too well received in 1996 for various reasons. This was the first issue, and the second was actually never printed, so no one will know for sure how those breasts actually saved the day. Number 6. EMINEM and the Punisher. Kinda weird to see a rapper in a comic book. It's not really another comic character, a famous athlete to rival the might of another superhero, but something even weirder is the celebrity not merely being in the story, but actually the celebrity calling the shots and playing the story out more so like his own badass teen fantasy. Like, you know, having the balls to pistol whip the Punisher in the face. Yeah, you wouldn't do that in real life. I don't think so. For his 2009 comeback album Relapse, the Slim Shady was feeling a little shady about his usual promotional gigs and not too happy, so he decided to turn himself into a comic book character in the 2-part EMINEM Punisher Kill You series. The choice of Marvel hero and villain were all EMINEM's idea, while Marvel had originally suggested Spider-Man and Wolverine. The Punisher kills EMINEM's bodyguards in order to get to him, but before he gets a chance at the rapper, EMINEM beats the Punisher, unconscious. EMINEM is then saved by Punisher villain Barracuda. Turns out the Punisher was actually trying to protect EMINEM from Barracuda. Well, then why did you kill his bodyguards at the beginning, you ditz? Apparently, Barracuda grew up in Detroit with the rapper, and the Parents Music Council had put a hit out on EMINEM. Number 5. Superman vs. Muhammad Ali. Nuclear warfare? No. World famine? No. Meteor? Huh? Don't make me laugh. Boxing match? It was under our noses this whole time. I know. How could our fate hang so precariously and on the outcome of a boxing match of all things? Clark Kent and Lois Lane head into the ghetto district of Metropolis for an interview with Muhammad Ali, when all of a sudden an alien materializes behind them and, in Mr. T fashion, disrespects Lois, causing Ali to knock the bugger out. Turns out this alien dude was a leader and was disrespected. Believing the aggressive humans pose a threat to his race, he demands that Earth's greatest champion fight his people's greatest champion. If Earth refuses, they will be destroyed. Both Superman and Muhammad Ali volunteer as tribute, but Ali argues that Superman is not from Earth, so Superman shouldn't be chosen. So the alien dude decides that Superman and Ali should fight one another on his home planet, where Superman will be robbed of his powers to see who really is Earth's champion to fight his people's champion. Number 4. KFC across the universe. No, you didn't just eat some bad chicken. That's Colonel Sanders with the Green Lantern. Back in 2015, a new anti-Colonel from Earth 3 threatened to tarnish the good name of everyone's favorite chicken chef. But in 2017, we discovered that someone had the audacity to steal all the Colonel's space-bound zinger sandwiches meant for the worlds under the jurisdiction of the Green Lantern Corps. It's now up to Colonel Sanders and Green Lantern to catch the no-good tootin' tooter. But does the Colonel have what it takes to stand up to the most formidable greed on this side of the universe? Number 3. The Joker and Daffy Duck. In 2017, DC and Looney Tunes decided to kick things up a notch and came out with some very interesting crossovers. Even more terrifying, the Joker and Daffy Duck. Even for a children's cartoon, it's not hard to realize that Daffy Duck is a rather troubled character. The manic duck was a rival to Bugs Bunny and intensely jealous, insecure, and determined for stardom no matter the cost. As troubled and tragic as Daffy truly is, could you imagine this vulnerable soul in the hands of the Joker? One day, Daffy takes takes a call down to the old Acme headquarters in Gotham City, where he finds the abandoned building with a new tenant, the Joker. With a hit currently in progress, Daffy attempts to skedaddle but is taken by the king of psychological torture. The Joker then sees some potential in this daffy little depressed duck who becomes part of the gang. Number 2. Godzilla vs. Barkley. Gather around, my children, and I shall tell you the heroic tale of Sir Charles Barkley and how he saved us all from Godzilla. This titular tale was based off the 1992 Nike TV commercial where Godzilla hears a giant-sized version of NBA star Charles Barkley dribbling a basketball through the streets of Tokyo. Naturally, the two go at it head-to-head, and it's not hard to guess who's been practicing their layups lately. Later, Dark Horse published a comic featuring the dramatic series of events. We follow Barkley taking on the supersized atomic lizard with his, basketball. Okay, this is my favorite slide.
But Charles, only you can stop Godzilla because you're Earth's greatest warrior.
You may have a point there.
What's your name, kid?
Whoa, big celebrity turnout to see the big match.
Go Charles!
And, yep, that's about it. Oh yeah, and Godzilla ends up wearing Nike shoes, size 13,000 triple E.
And number 1. Archie versus the Predator.
Archie has had his fair share of weird crossovers in his time, coming face to face with the Punisher and even at one point dealing with a whirling Sharknado of death. But the most bizarre of all has to be when the gang of Riverdale High, whose problems range from competing for Miss Riverdale to finding the perfect Valentine's Day gift, meets the most deadly, disemboweling savage in the galaxy, the Predator. However ridiculous or bizarre this crossover may appear, it's actually a really good time, and I think it was done quite well, and it got me laughing a couple times. It's a super fast read spanning only 4 issues, and the death scenes in this are quite deliciously awesome and creative. While away in paradise, Betty pockets a strange ancient relic, taking it home to Riverdale, and unknowingly taking home another problem with her altogether, and the gang begin dropping like flies. So I hope you all enjoyed this list of bizarre comic crossovers, and in the comments down below, let me know your favorite from the list, or give me one nomination that I haven't mentioned. So please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I come with new videos every week. Come check me out on social media and help support the channel on Patreon. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay legendary.